Good morning all. This is the PowerOak AC200P. The P stands for phosphate, so this is a lithium iron phosphate portable power station. This is a 2000 watt hour unit which has a 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter with two UK style outputs. There are numerous other outputs including 12 volts 25 amps, 12 volts 10 amps, Cigar Lighter, a couple of 12 volt 3 amp 5521 connectors, a power delivery USB type C which runs up to 60 watts and 4 USB type A. On the left hand side of the unit there are two inputs. This one is the solar input and this one is the input for the supplied power adapter. Now you can use both of these for power adapters if you have two adapters and the necessary cables. And on the top of the unit there are two 15 watt wireless charging pads. Accessories supplied are a 500 watt 58.8 volt power supply, 8 amps, and a bunch of cables, and more about those later. I'm charging the AC200P up to 100% using the supplied AC adapter, and then we'll do a full discharge test into a heavy load. And the heavy load I'm going to use is an electric car, so that's plugged into the car charger socket. There's the car charger, the little black box bottom right, connected to the car. Here's my setup for the full discharge test. The power bank is now at 100%. I've got a power meter here to measure the total watt hours or kilowatt hours. We can look at the sine wave from the pure sine wave inverter on this graphical multimeter. Okay, let's switch on the AC inverter. And I've set the car charger to 8 amps. So we should get close to the 2 kilowatts. Let's have a look. And that's the test started, and yes, the car is drawing 1.7 kilowatts. Let's turn on the graphical multimeter and we can see that the output voltage is 225 volts AC. Let's look at some numbers here. 1680 watts on my meter. On the PowerOak meter it's 1770 watts, we're down to 90% battery. We've got 225 volts AC here, 50 Hertz, and that's the shape of the sine wave. And we can get additional information on the battery pack by pressing the battery symbol in the middle here. And we can see that the battery is currently at 50.2 volts. We've got 38.3 amps being pulled from it, and it's down at 79%. There's also additional information on the AC inverter available. If we press the AC load button, we've got 230 volts going out to the car, 7.7 amps, 1771 watts, and the frequency is 50 Hertz. The battery is now down to 50% and we've accumulated 780 watt hours. Now if you're thinking that's only going to give 1600 watt hours when the charge is down to 0%, we do have to take into account depth of discharge and also inverter efficiency. So depth of discharge is 90%. Inverter efficiency is 88%. Let's do a calculation. If the total energy capacity of the power bank is 2000 watt hours, multiplied by 0.9 for the 90% depth of discharge, multiplied by 0.88 for the 88% inverter efficiency, and we're looking for 1584 watt hours. Well, the battery is now down to 2% and we've beaten the predicted 1584. We're now at 1594. Let's see what the final number is when the battery gets down to 0%. And the power bank reaches 0%. Now 1584 was predicted. We've actually got 1703, so it's done quite well. And now that the power station is at 0%, I thought the most sensible thing to do would be to connect it to some solar panels and start charging it back up. And to do this you need two cables. This one, the aviation plug, to XT90, and then the XT90 to MC4s, and you want to put your solar panels in series like this. These solar panels are PowerOak 120 watt folding solar panels, 160 watts from those two solar panels. Now the manual does recommend putting 3 solar panels in series, so I've brought out another solar panel here. They're all in series, and we're getting 240 watts we're getting now. And if I touch on the solar panel input, we can get some more information. So that 240 watts, nearly 250, 55 volts, 4.5 amps, making 250 watts. And we had about half an hour or so of sunshine, and I managed to put 7% into the battery. So I'll finish off charging this with the AC adapter. I don't have much that will draw 25 amps at 12 volts, but this thing will get close. It's a cryptocurrency miner. And for this I need this cable. It's an aviation plug to XT60. Now this doesn't come with the AC200P, but you can buy it from PowerOak as an accessory. Switch on the DC subsystem, DC on. The ant miner has come on. We'll watch it spin up and then start to mine cryptocurrency. And while I do this, I'm going to leave the AC adapter hooked up so that we can see the AC200P running in pass-through mode, where it can be charged and discharged at the same time. And we can see that the cryptocurrency miner is drawing 240 watts. Let's take a look at those numbers in more detail. Now these 12 volt outputs are high, they're automotive 12 volts, so this one is 13.4 currently, 240 watts. You can see that's about 18 amps at 13.4 volts. So you do need to make sure that the equipment you connect to the 12 volt outputs of the AC200P is happy with a range of voltages a little bit above 12 volts. And as far as pass-through mode is concerned, you can see that we've got 240 watts going out on the DC output and 460 watts coming in from the AC adapter, so pass-through mode is supported. That's been running now for about half an hour. The power bank seems entirely happy to supply continuous 18 amps from that 25 amp output. To test the Cigar Lighter output, I'm going to use this small electric 12 volt fan, but this is actually 12 volts 15 amps, and this fan is actually running okay because the 12 volt output has actually pulled down to 11.6 volts, which is keeping the power level down to about 120 watts, the current at 10.6 amps. So it is managing to supply this fan without a problem. And now I've connected this small immersion heater, this is a sort of 1 cup water heater, to the Cigar Lighter output, and we'll wait to see when this water boils. For this device, the voltage is at 13.4 volts. It's actually drawing 140 watts, seemingly without difficulty. 10.4 amps, and a few minutes later there's the water starting to boil, so it looks like you can overload the cigar lighter output by a small margin without any problem. On the 12 volt 3 amp output you might connect something like this battery charger, charging these 4 ladder nickel metal hydride cells. It looks like it's pulse charging, but it's occasionally pulling 18 or 20 watts, which is 1.4 or 1.5 amps. Again, that's at 13.5 volts. The USB Type-C power delivery port can be used to charge something like this Chromebook laptop. That's drawing about 25 watts. And for a bit more detail on that, 9 volts, 2.6 amps, about 22 watts. But to see just how much power I can pull from that USB Type-C output, I've connected to another power bank which actually has a Type-C input, and we're able to draw 67 watts, which in more detail is 20 volts, 3 amps, 62 watts, that measuring device is saying. And to test the wireless charging pads, I can move my phone onto one of them. And yes, that started to charge. And the phone is drawing about 10 watts from one of those wireless charging pads. And finally, plugged into one of the USB Type-A ports, I've got this wireless smartwatch charger, and that's starting to charge the watch and drawing just a few watts. To check the vehicle charging input, I'm going to use the final supplied cable, which is this 12 volt or 24 volt vehicle accessory socket cable. That plugs in via XT90 to the aviation plug, which is plugged into the solar input on the PowerOak. For this we need to go into settings and just change the DC input source from PV to car and then come back out. And to test this, I'm going to plug the Cigar Lighter plug into another power bank. And the AC200P is charging at about 100 watts, which is 12 volts, 8 amps. Let's just check that. In fact, it's receiving 13 volts, 8.2 amps, 106 watts. So to sum up, the AC200P is a lithium iron phosphate portable power station with around 15 to 1600 usable watt hours of storage capacity. Lithium iron phosphate is a safer battery chemistry than nickel manganese cobalt, and also has more charge and discharge cycles, thousands of cycles rather than hundreds for NMC. So it's a powerful machine. In fact, it's a bit of a beast. Cheerio.